So the episode starts off with Abby flashback. There's like a dual Abby situation here. She's schizophrenic. She's talking to herself. I don't like it. I mean, I already talked about this in my review of the first episode, but I think that the point of The Last of Us Part 2 is for the death of Joel to happen, and then we, as the gamers, and I guess in this case, we as the audience, we like feel the shock, the impact, we feel grief, we feel hatred, and we want nothing but revenge for the death of Joel, and we are just dead set on our mission to kill Abby. And then I feel like after the point, after Abby and Ellie have their first conflict, then you start playing as Abby, and at that point you start empathizing with her, right? It's like getting you all in on board with Ellie's like quest for revenge, only to then, once you're about to get it, then the game forces you to empathize with Abby. Like, that's the whole journey that The Last of Us 2 is trying to take you on. And I just feel like giving us all this information about Abby before the death of Joel just completely neuters that intentionality of the game story. And it kind of just turns this into a more boring version of it, in my opinion. So I don't like it. I get why they did it. They're trying to make this story more palatable because of how divisive the game was. Or at least I assume that's the reason. I suppose I could be wrong. But that's what it feels like the reason is. And I think it's kind of lame. So there's that. Although I will say, we do get a flashback in the game of Abby going and discovering her dad dying. Although I don't think we ever get her talking to herself. So that's a new thing in the show. Kind of similarly to the game, if I remember correctly, I think her friends are kind of like hesitant about it. They don't necessarily want to be doing this so much as, or definitely not as much as Abby. So I do like that tension, that constant tension in this episode just in general, but I like that there's tension between Abby and her friends. I like that her friends aren't as completely just Terminator evil like Abby is, where they're like, they want revenge, but they're also not completely on board, and they would have bailed without Abby once they saw the town. This is kind of a side note, not important really, but I liked how cold this episode looked. These actors really sold how cold this was. Like, I don't know, and it's during a blizzard, and they really sold it. Like, I was watching this shit like, damn, that looks really fucking cold. This was another interaction that I'm like, it's almost like one-to-one like the game, but there are these like weird subtle differences